It is 2:07 a.m. The room is dark except for the thin blue line under the curtains. Your dog has already done the ritual. One slow circle around the bed, a nose pressed into the blanket, then that heavy, satisfied sigh as they settle against your leg and somehow take up exactly 80% of the mattress. You glance over and think, they sleep all day? They must be lazy. But behavioral neuroscience tells a completely different story. What your dog is doing right now is one of the most complex expressions of biological safety, memory, and attachment you will ever see in a living creature. And most owners have no idea. Let's start with the lazy theory, because it sounds reasonable. Dogs nap a lot. Adult dogs commonly spend around half their day asleep, with the rest split between resting and being active. In one baseline study from North Carolina State University, researchers documented a daily rhythm that still centered around long inactive periods, with activity rising mainly when humans were around. So the simple explanation is obvious. Maybe they are just tired, maybe they are just bored, maybe they are just taking the easy life. But here's the problem. If sleep were only about doing nothing, then dogs would choose the easiest, warmest, most convenient place available. A sunny spot on the floor, the rug by the radiator, the couch cushion with the perfect temperature. And sometimes they do choose those places. So why do they keep choosing you? Why do they drift off with one ear still tuned to your breathing? Why do they follow you from room to room and collapse only when you stop moving? Why does their body relax most deeply when it can touch yours? The answer is basically from the beginning: vulnerability, attachment, and evolution. A landmark line of research from Yavuz University in Hungary helped show that dogs do not just like people. They form attachment bonds that behave a lot like the child-caregiver bond in humans. In a 2013 study, Horn, Huber, and Range used a modified Ainsworth-style problem-solving task and found that dogs manipulated the apparatus longer when the owner was present than when the owner was absent, while an unfamiliar human did not create the same effect. That is the secure base effect in action. Then, in a 2019 companion dog attachment study, researchers reported that 61% of dogs were classified as securely attached and 39% as insecure, proportions strikingly similar to the attachment patterns seen in human toddlers. In other words, the dog who sleeps beside you is not merely sharing a bed. They are using you as a psychological anchor. And this matters because, in human psychology, the same system shows up in infants. Babies calm down near a caregiver because attachment is not decoration. It is a survival architecture. Dogs are tapping into that same architecture with you. But here's where it gets really interesting. Because this isn't just psychology. It's chemistry. In the famous 2015 science study led by Miho Nagasawa at Asabu University, dogs and owners who spent more time gazing at each other showed a powerful oxytocin feedback loop. The dog's oxytocin rose by about 130%, and the owners rose by about 300% in the strongest gazing pairs. The study also found that this gaze-driven oxytocin effect did not appear in wolf-owner pairs the same way. Oxytocin is often called the bonding hormone, but that label is too simple. It is a social amplifier. It strengthens the feeling that a relationship is worth trusting. It also interacts with cortisol, the body's stress signal, which is one reason calm social contact can feel physically soothing. In later work, including a 2019 review by Marshall Pacini and colleagues, researchers emphasized that oxytocin is deeply involved in dog-owner bonding, but in context-dependent ways rather than magic by itself ways. Now think about what happens over an hour of quiet contact at bedtime. Your dog rests against you. Your breathing slows. Their body settles. Their attention narrows. Their nervous system reads your stillness as a signal that the environment is not dangerous right now. That kind of co-regulation is part of why bonded dogs often sleep best when they can sense the presence of their person. And dogs are not the only animals on Earth, but they are unusual in how strongly this human-linked bonding loop shows up. The 2015 work found the effect in dogs, not wolves, which is one reason scientists think this system was shaped during domestication rather than inherited unchanged from wild ancestors. When did this start? The answer is basically from the beginning of the human-dog relationship. Domestic dogs have been living alongside humans for at least 15,000 years, and new genetic evidence from UCL and the Natural History Museum pushed direct evidence back to about 15,800 years ago, in the late Upper Paleolithic, before agriculture, when humans were still hunter-gatherers. Burials at sites like Goff's Cave in England and Pınarbaşı and Boncuklu in Turkey show that some of these early dogs were buried with humans, which strongly suggests they were treated as more than tools. And domestication left genetic fingerprints. Dogs carry increased copy numbers of the AMY2B gene, which helps digest starch, a change linked to adaptation to human-associated diets during domestication. That does not explain sleep directly, but it shows something bigger. Dogs did not just live near humans. Their bodies changed because of humans. Your dog is not doing something unusual when they sleep near you. They are doing something that has been selected for across millennia, staying close to the source of safety, food, and social stability. Now, I want to tell you about a study that nobody talks about because the finding seems impossible at first. In 2024, Riker, Kovacs, Cybra, and Gaxi at the Yevuz University Research Network studied dogs learning new commands and then sleeping afterward. The dogs that experienced a more rewarding than expected training situation showed better pre- to post-sleep improvement in learning. In plain language, sleep did not just happen after learning. It helped stabilize what the dog had just experienced. That is the paradox. The brain appears to use sleep to do real work on recent experience. Not laziness, not shutdown, integration. In another 2020 scientific report study from the same research ecosystem found that disrupting REM and non-REM sleep changed how dogs processed human emotional cues afterward. The researchers concluded that sleep structure has a causal link to interspecific emotion processing in family dogs. So here is the deeper truth. Maybe your dog is not sleeping to escape the world. Maybe your dog is sleeping to file the world away, to sort the faces, sounds, scents, and micro signals of the day into something their brain can safely carry forward. Maybe your dog is not ruining your night. Maybe they are restoring something more ancient than your night, the brain's readiness to meet tomorrow. And this only happens within bonded pairs. It is not the same with strangers, and it is not the same with an unfamiliar social partner. This is why sleeping beside your dog is not merely a psychological comfort. It is a neurological event. So when your dog curls into the curve of your body at night, they are doing more than stealing space. They are participating in a shared regulation system that reads like a conversation between two nervous systems. There's one last thing I need to tell you, and it might be the most important part of this video. If your dog has been sleeping a certain way for months or years, and one day they stop, do not brush it off. Your dog doesn't have language. Behavior is the only way they can tell you something is wrong. So the next time you wake up at 3 a.m. with exactly 6 inches of mattress and 80 pounds of dog pressed against your legs, remember what is actually happening. 15,000 years of evolution. A neurochemical loop shared in a way that wild wolves do not show the same way. A secure base attachment system built to mirror the bond between parent and child. And nervous systems that can literally begin to sync. All pointed at one thing. sleeping beside you is the safest place in their world. And honestly, the science suggests it might be doing something for you too. If this changed how you see your dog, subscribe to Mindful Pause and drop a comment below. I want to know where your dog sleeps tonight. And if you want to understand why your dog follows you everywhere, that next story gets even stranger.